I'm Kyle, and I'm here to tell you your opinion on Battle Los Angeles. This movie has been out for, I guess, for a month already, but I just had a little free time today, so I decided to go and check it out. The movie stars Aaron Eckhart as Sergeant Nance, though I thought it said Nance in the movie. Michelle Rodriguez is also in it. Michael Pena, who I remember from Eastbound and Down, but turns out he's been in a ton of different stuff. Jim Perrick, who plays Hoyt on True Blood, is in it. Bridget Moynihan has sort of a small part in the movie. And who else have we got here? And the rapper Neo is in it. And a bunch of other characters who I personally don't recognize. You might, but I don't. Anyways, Battle Los Angeles is sort of the latest in the alien invasion genre. It has, I guess, a similar feel to some of the other movies, Independence Day and with Tom Cruise. Why can't I think of it? Where the aliens come and invade. That type of feel. That being said, this is not really told from the point of view of civilians. It's told from the point of view of a squad of Marines who are stationed in Camp Pendleton and are, I guess, some of the first people to be on the scene when Los Angeles is attacked by these aliens, who apparently are here for our water. Now, I'm not 100% sure why they chose LA for water, but they are taking over several other cities across the world. So the movie actually plays out in two separate acts. The first act being the actual invasion, the sort of the typical either military / invasion movie cliches. You kind of get introduced to all the characters at the beginning, so you kind of get some sort of attachment to it. The ones where you see a lot of attachment, you kind of know this guy's going to buy it. It's basically just like if you have a red uniform in Star Trek, means you're probably not going to make it. Anyhow, so you see all these guys. Obviously they're all young soldiers, and guys with new wives, guys with babies on the way, and this kind of thing. Aaron Eckhart plays the star of the show. He plays Staff Sergeant Nance, as I mentioned before. He is sort of the grizzled veteran sergeant. He's just come back from Afghanistan. Apparently there was a situation where he lost a few soldiers there, so he's still a little bit bothered by that, obviously, and he is attempting to retire. Of course, the alien invasion preempts his retirement, and he's thrown back into the fold. He's given to this other, to the squad in Echo Company. It doesn't really explain, not that it matters what division they're with or whatnot, but so there's a little bit of animosity at the beginning. One of the soldiers he lost, his brother, is actually one of the new soldiers that ends up with Sergeant Nance there, so there creates that sort of tension. The lieutenant itself, I'll touch on this a little bit later, but he is brand new, right out of the officer training academy, and he is obviously eager to get going, but a little bit inexperienced. So again, the first act just follows the initial invasion. The squad is sent back into the Santa Monica area to a police station to rescue some civilians, and the first act deals with them getting to this police station, getting back out. They encounter quite a few aliens on the way, play some shoot 'em up, find a wounded alien, figure out how to kill it, and then make their way out to the forward operating base, which turns out is gone. Of course, they lose a few guys on the way, and that sort of wraps that up. The second act is the Marines trying to get back to the temporary operating base. On the way, they discover what is an alien command and control center, and so they send the civilians on their way, and they go and decide to attack it, which sort of culminates the movie after the attack. In a sort of a move somewhat reminiscent of Independence Day, they figure out a way to get at the command and control center, and of course they send that all around the world, and hopefully the aliens are defeated. We never quite see that part, but you kind of get the feeling that it's on for the aliens. So, opinion of the movie is, I'm kind of surprised the movie was released in March. It has the feel of a summer movie. I mean, there's not a lot of thinking involved. It's a pretty good shoot 'em up. It's generally well done. The acting is actually pretty good. I've always sort of liked Aaron Eckhart. He always kind of does a good job. The few scenes are over the top. There's the speech that kind of gets all the guys on his side, the general heroics and whatnot. But he does a pretty good job with the role. And I mean, you can't fault a guy that's obviously written that way. And that's that. The other characters, the supporting cast does a good job. They're all believable characters, I guess. the nice thing is you don't have any preconceived notions of them. I didn't know a lot of the different actors, so it's just, they became that role, and that's always nice. The cinematography was good. It was not a lot of big picture shots. It was very, very tightly focused on the squad of soldiers themselves. It had that Saving Private Ryan feel with the handheld camera and with the action. The aliens, you don't get to see them super up close other than the brief autopsy scene, so they're menacing. They're somewhat new looking. They don't look like the aliens from War of the Worlds or Independence Day. They have their own specific look, I guess, which is nice. Even though there's some aspects of different films brought in, like there's some stuff looks a little bit like Star Wars, some a little bit like War of the Worlds, some a little bit like Independence, but not enough. Like it sets itself apart, so that's nice. Again, just really good kind of a popcorn flick. Stuff I didn't like. Again, the sort of the cliches pop up all the time. Stuff you see in, again, a lot of alien movies or any type of war movie. There's the crusty sergeant and the inexperienced kids. The lieutenant's always a little bit behind the ears, and the sergeant kind of has to pull him along and this kind of thing. There's some specialist they happen to come across who gives them valuable insight into the aliens. In this case, it's two. The Bridget Moynahan character is a vet who sort of helps them dissect an alien to figure out how to kill it, which really doesn't play a big role, which is nice. You kind of I saw it coming where they figure this out and all of a sudden, bam, they take the aliens down. But it really doesn't factor in that way. The Michelle Rodriguez character is an Air Force tech sergeant who is supposed to be monitoring the aliens' communication, so she sort of helps out, but again, it's not like a smoking gun type of deal. She just kind of helps along, but she's not exactly pivotal to the story. So that's kind of good. Can't really complain too much about it all told. It's pretty good action. There's a guy hot wires a bus, that's fun. They're driving on the 10 and the traffic's moving, so that's probably a fun thing for Angelinos to see. That's unfettered driving on the 10 is probably certainly a novelty. All the same, I'd say, it's this type of movie, it will show up on something like FX. You'll be able to watch it on, Memorial Day when they have the alien movie marathons. It's been in theaters for a month. If you want to check it out at a matinee or whatnot, go see it. If you just want to have fun at the movies type of deal. Don't really have anything, damning to say about it other than the cliches, but I mean, you're going to find that in the movies. Again, with the two acts, I think that, you certainly could have ended the movie after the first one, but I think the temptation is always there to have the heroic ending type of thing, and I think it would have been interesting to see just have the movie end, not to have the big culmination of the battle, just focus on one little squad getting in, taking some casualties, and at least making it out alive, not necessarily knowing whether they're going to live tomorrow, but at least they, I guess, made it through the day. But I mean, that's really just nitpicking at that point. So check it out. I think most people like it. There's not a lot, a little bit of violence, so I think kids might, if they're a little touchy, might not be good for it. If you're not really into the sci-fi type of genre, it's probably not the best, but if you're just a fan of movies in general, I would say you'd probably like it. So I hope you do.